It is 9:31 here on the Good Morning Portugal live stream from expatsportugal.com. Are you a member? Are you a premium member? Are you a premium plus member? Are you a community member? Basic membership is free in this wonderful community. Sign up at expatsportugal.com. It's my pleasure now to go to the north of Portugal to talk to Curt Stump. Good morning to you, Curt. How are you, mate?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure. What an amazing way we met. And we'll talk about that incredible scene behind you in just a moment. Actually, it's part of the setup story here, isn't it? Because you were watching one of our videos. I shared a lovely picture of Ponta de Barça that Dee and Mike had sent me. You recognized the photograph. Who are Dee and Mike? You asked me in an email. And then I found out more about you and your wonderful work. And here we are talking on the Good Morning Portugal show. And you are newly and freshly, by the sound of it, in the north of Portugal. All the happening people are in the north of Portugal right now. Where exactly are you and what is it like?
Well, it's great. It's rural. So I'm in a kind of a rural location, as you can see, but it's been fantastic. And I've been here a few weeks. This location is a small town called Cedrim, Cedrim. Its closest city is Aveiro. But for me, that's actually quite a distance because I'm on bicycle mostly. But it's a fantastic location, really. It's been
incredible. How did you choose it? I mean, this is not somewhere you would find easily. Did you use your intuition? Did you use your intuition? Did you know somebody there? What took you to that part of Portugal?
That's a good question. No, I don't know anybody in Portugal actually. So I've been here 3 weeks. Now I know you.
Yes, muito prazer.
But it's not a connection really that brought me here, but I was really looking to move to Portugal, and I'm here on a D7 visa. So that process, as you have covered in your episodes, I've seen, it's a dynamic process. It changes. You have to be flexible. One of the things that's difficult coming from the United States is actually getting accommodation that's a long enough term lease, essentially, to qualify for the D7. So I ended up in this location because of a great host family that runs the 4 or 5 villas here. And they accepted, an offer of a 6-month lease. And I consider it to be kind of fate because they have been so welcoming and so helpful for me to just land here and get established. And, I couldn't be happier about that. So it's been great.
It's what a lovely journey. What a lovely journey. So if I could rewind back a bit further then, I mean, you're so fresh here and you've been through that process that you talked about there as having plot twists and turns. What turned you on to Portugal in the first place, if I may ask?
Well, I had traveled to Europe and to Portugal before. So I have some background with some vacationing here. And well, I would say, backpacking here. But I really, coming from the US, I was really looking for the European culture, and specifically in Portugal, looking for really the warmth and the openness of the society here. And also, I felt like Portugal would offer a lot of opportunity for me. It's a small place, but it's pretty diverse, and it offers a lot. So for me, it worked well. And of course, combined with the fact that the D7 visa made it easier for me to actually remain here and be here and not be in some, kind of limbo state. But I will be, traveling back to the US to visit family and so on. But making my way here is now my journey. So
what a lovely journey and what a lovely place you find yourself. The picture behind you is superb. We are not talking. I've got a fake, inauthentic green screen. I know you put a lot of value in authenticity, and you can't get more authentic than that backdrop behind you there. It's fantastic. It's a bem-vindo, Curt, to you. I was going to say Curt in a Portuguese style there, but you suddenly made loads of Gumper friends here on the Good Morning Portugal show.
That's fantastic.
It's lovely to have you here and lovely to have you as a star on the show. Tell us about your work, because I was really taken by it. I looked you up online. Curtstump.com is the place to go. You're an experimental filmmaker, a visual artist, a sound artist. Your work is beautiful, Curt. How did you get into that? I mean, it's not something that many kids think of doing, is it? Sat on the end of their bed. This is a special vocation you've got here.
Well, that's a great question. I mean, I would say I got into it just, it's always been in me,
Yeah.
really. And it's a question of a little bit about technology and practice and sort of having the tools I need. And then, to create some of the work, because in this type of work, videography, especially filmmaking. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm a budget filmmaker. I mean, I have pretty basic equipment, because in filmmaking, that kind of equipment can run into hundreds of thousands of dollars and budgets and so on, and that's just not my world. So I haven't made, that's not how I got started. I didn't, uh, do that, but and I should say, I really haven't trained. This is something that I feel is just natural, and by that I mean most of my work, as you saw, is really related to nature. It's related to the beauty in the world. It's related to a kind of feeling that comes through my
Mm.
work. Some of it is more on the artistic side. Some of it is really more in tune with nature. I would say the majority of it is in tune with nature. And so I think that's something that actually I didn't come to, but if you could say it this way, I came to nature.
Yeah.
I communed. I mean, nature has a way of doing that with people. I mean, I think we're built this way. If we can get out of our normal environments and the busyness of our lives or whatever is taking our time and attention, I think nature comes through us. And so for me, I like to just experiment with that. And so I like to sit. I say sit, but I'm often hiking or whatever it is, and going to a location. But being there long enough to have the experience come through me, and to see the weather changes or the lighting effects and so on, and then grab my camera and be ready and go,
We're
because
we're we're almost doing a live installation now because the light, you have the backlighting of nature, and it's changing in front of our very eyes. The cloud is moving. So this is an impromptu piece of an immediate piece of filmmaking right here, right now. I'm inspired by you with our own little effort here this morning. The thing that really hit me as I was having a rummage around your website was your tribute to a conscious world. Let me just put this on the screen so everyone can find this. This is on Vimeo. Sorry, I'm hiding both of us now for a moment, but tribute to a conscious world, 54-minute contemplative art nature film. A film unlike anything you've seen, something intentionally slow, beautiful, artistic, and enriching, a gift for the soul. Let this film reset your state of mind to a higher, more positive position. It does that. And it's an unusual thing, Curt, in these times, isn't it? You got Netflix reaching out the screen and grabbing you by the throat. Watch me, watch me, watch me. And social media is all like that, isn't it? You're at the opposite end of the spectrum here. It's so respectful and so gentle, and actually a retraining for the contemporary mind to be able to ease into something rather than entertain me. Come on, you've got 5 seconds to entertain me, otherwise I'm clicking on something else. What it reminds me of, and I hope you don't mind me making this comparison and pigeonholing you like this, but it might be useful just from the point of view of other people understanding what you do. But it just seemed very Koyona Scartzi to me. Some people will remember that from the 80s here. You might be too young to remember that, but this is something that goes back for me to a time where it's non-narrative, and you're relying on the sounds and the images to take you somewhere. Somewhat hypnotic, perhaps, but very relaxing, tuning into a different state. Those different brain waves, not the immediate grabby ones, but the gentle, more spiritual ones. Does that resonate? Have I got you right with that?
Carl, I think you expressed it very well. To be quite honest, you picked up on a lot. Um, so I would say you nailed it, because first of all, I think our society is kind of increasingly so becoming a society where we're looking for attention and grabbing attention. It's sort of like if you want to even speak with someone, you have to do that. And um, this this is the opposite in the spectrum. The downside of that is, of course, is that very few people see it.
Yeah.
So, but I'm comfortable with that because, for me, it's an expression of, the beauty in the world, and also the feelings that come from that. So I think that for the people who find it and who watch it and understand what you've said, then I think that they indeed feel an effect from that. And it's something that is kind of, common. Uh, I have some visitors here. I'm in, there's 4 or 5 huts. You'll see some people perhaps, but
Excellent.
um, there's something else you mentioned that I think is important, which is the film, the original film you mentioned. I have not seen that film. However, I know about it, and the reason I know about it is because the person who did the videography for that film, he also did another film in the '90s called Baraka. And
Yes.
I saw that film, and I went out into the world after I saw that film. I went to the places in that film and went to Asia and India,
Oh,
Nepal.
wow.
So that really was a formative experience for me, that film. So that's what I mean. You did nail it. That said, if I can just add one thing, which is that it's important for me not to, as an artist, not to be influenced by
Yeah.
other people. So in the same way that I'm not doing social media or that I don't have a TV and so on, I am looking for a real, authentic experience. So the film that I made, uh, in some sense, is, you could say, connected to those original films, but in another sense, um, I don't copy. It's just kind of like part of my philosophy artistically. I don't want to do that, and I want it to be a real experience. What's happening, and what
Yeah.
can I show? So
Well, it sounds like you go straight to the source rather than interpretations there. And what a rich scene Portugal, well, I hope will be for you. Do you get that sense that this is going to take you in a new direction and is going to be very fulfilling and enriching for you to be here in this country?
absolutely, Carl. That's one of the best. The thing that I'm most excited about here. I'm happy to experience the social aspect of being here, because I just am, the warmth here is great, with the society and the people. But at an artistic level, yes, I'm really hoping to get out and do the kinds of things I do, the photography and the videography, and also nature recordings. I do sound recordings, and those kind of go into a different place than my website.
Yeah.
So, I've seen or heard those, but it's the same kind of thing, putting you in touch with nature in a way that's very clear and present. I want to make these things very, I don't, I'm not making them mesmerizing, was the word you used, but they are mesmerizing. And so I will often just match the pace of nature.
Mm.
And, that works out well. And I think Portugal is going to offer a great opportunity for me. As I said, it's pretty geographically diverse country already. So I'm expecting to do some good work here, I hope.
Oh, superb. Jess is saying, no social media, no TV. That sounds amazing. Would you care to comment?
For me, there's two reasons I do it. One, and I have tried both, but I don't like to have negativity influence me. And for
Wow.
me, those media, that type of media, even if you're really in a good home on social media or in a good home on TV, I'm a sensitive person. I mean, that's how I do the work I do.
Mm.
And for me, those are dangerous. Those are dangerous places to be. And in terms of what comes into my eyes
Yeah.
and what I then start to dream about and think about, and how I then start to relate to the world. So for me, that's the biggest thing, really. And also, it frees up my time. I mean,
Yes,
frankly.
of course. Of course. There is that.
Yeah.
Of course. Curt, Moaz mistyped your name at the beginning here, but he says, Curt, you have a calming voice. You should do meditation and relaxing videos. Do you use your voice as part of what you do? I mean, I know quite subtly you do in some of the work I've heard, but do you do more forward vocal work as well?
I'm actually not yet, but it is a goal. So, unfortunately, so I do use my voice some. My voice is in the film. You hear that in the beginning, and I also have released that track as an audio track on. I probably shouldn't name tools, so I am on a meditation
That's
site.
fine. No, seriously, go ahead. Are you on Insight Timer?
Yes.
Yeah, what an amazing gift to the world that is.
Yeah, I really like Insight Timer because they're not caught up in all of the either.
Yes,
So
indeed. Yeah.
hopefully, we'll see how it goes. But yes, I do have some plans to get to that. But to be quite frank, those plans have been in my head for a few years. So, when that happens, I don't know. But I'm hoping that here in Portugal, I'm going to make a lot of strides this year with some of this kinds of new artistic growth, really, and meditative growth.
Fantastic. So there you go, Moaz. In answer to your question, check out Curt. Are you listed there, Curt Stump, on Insight Timer? Is that how you can
Yes,
find?
yes. I go by my name, so CurtStump. Try to
Perfect.
at least make my presence online. It's my name, so people can find me.
That's where to find Curt there, right there on the screen at the moment. And just so you know, Tribute to a Conscious World, the 54-minute contemplative art and nature film is over there on Vimeo as well. Make time, if you will, folks, to treat yourself to that. If you've been promising yourself some time out, if things have been a bit crazy just recently, and you fancy some relaxation, you might like a glass of Portuguese red with that. But kick back, put on your biggest screen and your best sound system, and immerse yourself in that. And you can thank me later. And Curt, of course, who was the originator and creator of this. We mentioned the videographer of Koyonis Garcia. I remember the name Philip Glass because, of course, he created the music for that. Who was the videographer, so we can give a proper credit to that videographer?
Ron Frick,
Ron
Fricke. I
Okay.
don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. I assume he's an
But-
American videographer.
Okay. And that'll be Koyonis Garcia or Baraka, as you mentioned as well.
Baraka, I highly recommend. Really amazing
Yeah.
film.
Superb. Andrew hasn't watched terrestrial TV for years. Unplug from the propaganda. There's that as well. As well. So a final question then. Next few steps for you. You're obviously finding your feet first thing, and you found a beautiful part of Portugal. What's on your list for checking out here in Portugal, Curt?
Well, the first thing is I need to kind of explore this area. So I'm already making some friends here, believe it or not. And this is actually even though it's rural, it's a great area for exploration in terms of bicycling, which I've just started to do. So I'm actually, in the short term, looking to get on my bike and do more exploration here locally, because I find that type of experience is better than hopping around and being in a place for a day or two for me.
Sure.
To have an experience. And so I'll be here for a little while. And after that, I have my, on a technical term, I have, my CEF appointment to get through in August. And then I will return to the States for probably a month and come back to a new area of Portugal. And I haven't decided yet where that'll be. So, or I'll say in the fall, sometime in the fall, I'll be coming back. I'll stay 1 month in the US, come back. And I'll be doing that a little bit over the next couple of years until I'm really, established here. But so I don't know. I leave it up a little bit to fate, Carl, to see who I meet, where things happen.
Fantastic. What a great way to be. What a great way to live. Truly inspired by you and your work this morning, Curt. That's how to find Curt. CurtStump.com. Do watch that movie, folks. Give yourself a treat with that. And it's so great to have made your acquaintance. And very kind of you to join us on the show this morning, Curt. I wish you well. Muito prazer. Boa sorte em Portugal.
Muito prazer. And thank you so much for having me, Carl. It was a great invitation.
Absolute pleasure. Go well, my friend. And
Thank
do let us know when you release more material. Let us know on the forum, perhaps, as I know that there's a part of this community that will be completely into what you're doing, and will find it very nourishing and very positive to be part of and to know about. So all the best to you, and I hope to see you again soon, or
thank you.
whenever when time allows, when the time is right. We'll see you again soon. All right.
I heard
All the
about your
best.
meetup, so
Say
we'll
that.
see.
Oh, okay. You're most welcome to that. Yeah, come and see us. And you will, if you're into recording the sea at all at the Atlantic, if you want to record make some Atlantic recordings, I can take you some great places on this coast. So
I
I would love to do that if you want to.
I will reach out to you. Thank you.
All right, mate. All the best. Ciao for
Thank
now. Bye. Bye. Curt Stump, everybody. What a lovely bloke. And what an amazing inspiration. CurtStump.com. Yeah, check it out on Vimeo. I'm going to put that on the screen for you one more time. The 54-minute contemplative art nature film. And I'm guilty as charged. All the things, Curt was talking about, that we were talking about there. The attention economy, social media, this, that, WhatsApp, blah, guilty of all of that. And then I delved in momentarily in my, and this is a choice, of course, James, as you said yesterday, having a busy day, always having a busy day. And I just felt a real moment of heart-hugging peace watching Curt's movie there. I call it a movie, his beautiful piece of filmic work, the tribute to a conscious world. And it tells you a lot. The title tells you a lot there. So do check it out.